All right, everybody, let's rock and roll. All right, let's do it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode number 338 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I'm your host, Dr. Jared Lozier, and over the next 45 minutes, me, Marcus Seiler, all pumped up. I love it. Alfredo, Matthew Netchi, J Mac, Annie Nakamura, Ms. Jenny Housley, Age 10 Sale Carey, and the entire Simply Cyber community, which I might add, has crested over 500 squad members. I was notified by YouTube this morning, so much love. Thank you so much, squad members. Also, thank you very much to Barricade Cyber Solutions, who's squarely responsible for many of you, your squad membership. So thank you. Be sure to use that squad emote for Barricade Cyber. Let me drop one right now. Thank you very much, Barricade Cyber. So over the next 45 minutes, we're going to be tearing through the top cyber news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my opinion and analysis on each of those stories, on what it means to you as a practitioner, or if you're looking to break in the industry. You're going to get value from the stream. I guarantee you. I promise you. I'm looking a little more weekend than I am looking a little more hump day, but there's reasons for that, and I'll get into that during jaw jacking if there's time. Guys, we got a great show for you. I'm super pumped. Before we get into it, I do want to shout out and throw some love to the stream sponsors who make it so I can present every single day and not sweat about what's going on. Starting with a good friend, Barricade Cyber Solutions. Eric Taylor, Casually Joseph, the entire gang over at Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But Barricade Cyber Solutions knows how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below. Call them left of boom. You'll definitely call them right of boom, but call them left of boom. You'll be happy you did. Here is the calendar right here on barricadecyber.com. This is Eric Taylor's calendar. You can get on it today, have a meeting with him, thank him for the squad support, but more importantly, have him explain what needs to be done and how Barricade Cyber can help your business recover from awful cyber incidents, all right? Also want to throw some love to my Group XM Cyber. Listen, guys, really quickly, everybody here that's working at a business, whether you're the CISO or you're an analyst, the business has misconfigurations, vulnerabilities, mismanaged creds, exposures across the cloud, on-prem, and you can't see them all, which really is frustrating. Yeah, you can run a vulnerability scanner, but you don't know exactly all the problems. That's the best part about what XM Cyber is bringing to the market. They help address hybrid cloud exposure. So instead of looking at these things in silos and being like, oh, they actually can look at all of these things and then combine them into a visual attack graph, which is very cool. It's like dark mode with like red hexagons and stuff like that. And essentially you can see hidden attack paths, security control gaps across your cloud and on-prem, how a threat actor could pivot from, initial compromise laterally into your environment and worm his way or her way into those crown jewels, right? You'll be able to pinpoint and prioritize the key issues, the key choke points, where your crown jewels are and how they would get there, and actually do cyber risk reduction in a meaningful way instead of becoming apathetic with vulnerability management because you're just like, I give up. There's no point in it. Let's just, let's just see what happens, all right? Check out XM Cyber and see how they can help you understand and see your exposure management and the attack paths of threat actors. xmcyber.com, links in the description below to get a demo of their platform. It is Worldwide Wednesday, which I'm super pumped about. Before we go around the world, guys, if you are live, thank you so much. I see 110 of us right now, and the number is clicking up. Want to give a shout out I can't say the names of the companies because I didn't qualify it, but I will say that I got contacted by some individuals at a rather large defense contractor yesterday who said that they watched the stream together and they shared it internally, and those people who shared it internally really enjoyed the show and the community, and they shared that internally. So we might be seeing a lot of new members here in chat. So if you are here live with us and you are new, drop a hashtag Team Live. Let us know you're live. Let the Simply Cyber community welcome you into the daily threat briefing. We do it every single day, and it's all about good times. If you're watching on replay, I see you, Team Replay. Hashtag Team Replay in the comments. Be sure to document that you're here. Each episode is worth half a CPE, so you don't want to miss on that. And then finally, my dearest favorite subset of folks, if you are in chat right now and you're a little shy, imposter syndrome, don't want to say hi, maybe don't think you have something to offer, don't think that you're part of the cybersecurity community, push that to the side, push all that nervousness to the side, put doubt in the locker and tuck it away. You are completely welcome here. Drop a hashtag Passive Observer. Start your journey on professional networking, hashtag Passive Observer, and let the Simply Cyber community say hi to you. Now, I want to do, let me see. Jenny Housley, I might need some help for the Simply Cyber Community Challenge today. All right, guys, really quickly, my favorite part. Anthony Dilka, there we are. My favorite, hashtag Passive Observer. And a squad member, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, guys, it is Wednesday, which is Worldwide Wednesday. I'm super excited to, it's literally my favorite activity of the week. And we have a lot of fun activities, okay? So check it out. Where's my I have a little blurb that I read. Because, hold on one second. Oh my gosh. Listen, Worldwide Wednesday is so popular that ACI Learning has actually sponsored it. Worldwide Wednesday is presented by IT Pro TV, now IT Pro from ACI Learning, the international online training platform that professionals in audit, cybersecurity, and IT turn to for binge-worthy content. Use the promo code SimplyCyber30 to get 30% off your first month or your first year. Or if you are a veteran, don't even use Simply Cyber 30. Use whatever the veteran code is. I don't know, but I've heard that veterans get 60% off, which is awesome. Way to go, ACI Learning, for giving veterans 60% off. So use my code for 30% unless you're a veteran, then use that code. It is an affiliate link, so Simply Cyber does get a little fee for if you guys do buy something. So if you do that, appreciate the support genuinely. Thank you very much, ACI Learning. All right, guys, if you're new here, this is what we do. Every Wednesday at this point, I give a shout out to where you at, and then you watch me fumble around on a world map. But the point is, we regularly and consistently have representation live in chat from everywhere in the world, and we prove it every single Wednesday while we listen to Daft Punk. So without further ado, let me take a slug of coffee and let's get this party started. All right, let's rock and roll. Where you at, everybody? Where you at? Come on at me. Yes. Licked Bit Scale, tell me where you're at. Texas is in the house. Kerry bringing the United States online. I love it, I love it, I love it. Santa Clara, Cali, what's up, West Coast? Getting up early for us. Jamaica, holy crap. Holy crap. Okay, Australia, mods, I need help. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. New Orleans, Chicago. Hey, if I didn't catch you, say it again. Northern Virginia in the house. Brooklyn, Florida, Poland, India. We got India in the house. Poland's in the house. Thank you. Europe is online. Asia is online. Afghanistan. Hey, Abdullah, thank you very much for being here. Coming out of Afghanistan. PA, Jersey Shore, Turkey in the house. What's up, Turkey? Boom. France is in the house. Love me some France. Love it. Africa, South Africa, Nigeria. Dang, son. It's coming in hot and heavy. Canada's in the house. Bringing on the Maple Leaf. Nice. Hey, France. Pac-Man BP. CAC-C Production, I see you in Nigeria. What's up, Quebec? Montana, Big Sky. What's up, Nova Scotia? Love your oysters. Yes, yes. Kansas City in the house. I see you, Nigeria. Buenos Aires. Bringing Argentina online. Y'all, we've got the whole world right now. We are smoking it. Damn. Minute and a half, 90 seconds, and we're crushing it. Liechtenstein. That's a tough one. I know where it is, but it's really tough to get it. Liechtenstein. I know you're right there. Where are you? Oh. All right. Sorry, Liechtenstein. We're gonna make you Switzerland today. All right, guys. So check it out. We got over here. Greenland's in the house. Bang. Big country. Manch Vegas. Chile. Chile's in the house. Been to Tierra del Fuego myself. All right. Anyone in Antarctica? Guys. Boom, baby. Boom. Hey, we straight crushed it, y'all. We straight crushed it. Nice job, everybody. Thanks again to ACI Learning for sponsoring Worldwide Wednesday. Genuinely appreciate you guys bringing the heat. Good grief, we crushed it. All right. Way to go. Way to go. Yeah, and sorry, Liechtenstein. I know it's somewhere in here. It's just I couldn't get it. Big news. I am getting the shed delivered today, so hopefully that doesn't come. They couldn't really give me a time. It's like it's like one of those cable guys. They're like, oh, we'll bring it between like sun up and sun down. So we'll see what it is. Hold on, I'm gonna unplug and just walk over there. I know this is wicked unprofessional, but I just got to look really quickly. Hold on 1 Let me play some music for you guys. What's this? Text message? Okay, that's not it. 1 second. Give me a second. All right, we do not have a shed in the front yard right now. All right, stay tuned for the jaw jacking. I'll have some updates real quick. We're also doing a premiere right after this. Ethiopia's online. Yes. Dude, we have some jaw jacking. We've got a premiere at 9 a.m. The biggest mistake people breaking into the industry make that costs them a ton of money. We've got, obviously, the stream itself. I've got a shed coming. I might have some final thoughts on a name. My son, Grayson, gave me a name earlier today that I kind of liked, Ethiopia Online. All right, guys, let's get into the news. So much to cover today, so little time. Thank you all. The Osher Dome. Hey, thank you all so very much for being here today. Let's get into the news. You guys are wonderful. Let's get smart, and then we'll see you at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
It's Wednesday, April 5th, 2023. Genesis Market platform seized by police. On Tuesday, an FBI-led operation seized Genesis Market, one of the most significant online platforms where criminals sell stolen credentials along with the tools to weaponize that data. The market has been linked to millions of financially motivated cyber incidents globally, from fraud to ransomware attacks. A splash page revealing the takedown, titled Operation Cookie Monster, has replaced the login pages on Genesis Market's website on both the dark and regular web. It is believed that a large number of arrests related to the crackdown are being carried out globally.
All right.
Roar.
By the way, got my Stream Deck back up and running with Spotify, so now I can make smoother things. Hey, thank you for all the content. What do you think I should do first? Get my Sec Plus or build my skills? I'm going to take A Plus next week. Thank you for the super chat, Adderley.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
I think you should do both. Get skills and Sec Plus. The Sec Plus is definitely going to unlock some job openings for you and give you kind of a baseline exposure. So I would focus on that. Guys, check it out. Yes. Okay. So Genesis Marketplace. I wasn't really familiar with it, but obviously one of the largest cyber criminal underground marketplaces to buy bots, to buy creds and stuff like that. Way to go. Way to go. Oh yeah. Don't forget Net Plus, but I wouldn't get the Net Plus. I would just study the Net Plus. The Sec Plus I would actually spend and get. So listen, Genesis Marketplace going down. Love it. Love it. Love it. Here's my thoughts on this one. With Genesis Marketplace going down, yes, obviously it disrupts criminal operations. And yes, other criminals operations will stand up in its wake. Like anytime there's like a void in the market for something like this, another group is going to stand one up in no short amount of time, in no short order, and get it back up and running. But here's the best part. Dude, if you regularly go to Genesis Marketplace, or even you just dabble and go there, and you log in and you see this sign, dude, you're you're going to be puckering because you know now that you've done business on this marketplace or your information is there. You may be like, oh, I used a Tor browser and I used a privacy browser or I used Tor and then I was using Brave to get in there. Or, well, actually, I think you used Tor browser to get in there, but I was using VPNs. I was jumping around all these things. But at the end of the day, if you were buying something, you were probably using either crypto wallets, which can be tied through the blockchain to find you, Retracers in the Dark by Andy Samberg. It could be, I mean, is it Andy Samberg or Andy Greenberg? Oh my God. Anyways, so, or maybe you were using credit card. I don't know. But the thing is, if you see this, you know that you are potentially in trouble. Not just that, but based on experience that I have seen in the past, not firsthand, but from reading about accounts, when the FBI or Europol takes down Genesis, it isn't like they found the Genesis marketplace and then kicked in the door and was like, police, open up. Like, they definitely were profiling, figuring out who the key players were. Potentially, they took it over and continued to run it for a period of time, collecting more information on the criminal, workings and key players. So, Andy Greenberg, thank you, BSEC. So, yeah, so here's the thing. I love this. I love it for so many reasons, dude. FBI with the takedown of Emotet, the takedown of, oh my God, Silk Road back in the day. Genesis, like I want cyber criminals to be looking over their shoulder. I want them to feel uncomfortable engaging in this enterprise. Now, the top 10% of cyber criminals, they're going to keep doing it, okay? Like that's their business. Okay, so that's not going to do that. But there's a large swath of people who are like dabbling or on the fence or, kind of cyber criminal curious or whatever. This type of activity deters them. So it's going to make an impact. I love it. Finally, some good news for the good guys, for the good people.
Shock is now the fastest ransomware encryptor. Researchers from Checkpoint detected a new ransomware strain dubbed Rorschach that does not appear to be affiliated with any known ransomware groups. After conducting 5 separate local drive encryption tests, researchers concluded that, quote, we have a new speed demon in town, end quote. Rorschach's average approximate encryption time was 4.5 minutes compared to the 7-minute average encryption speed of Lockbit version 3. Rorschach was able to achieve its high speeds by adjusting the number of encryption threads via the command line arguments. Also notable is that Rorschach is highly customizable, has self-replicating capabilities from domain controllers, can leverage direct syscalls, and is able to clear system logs.
Well, yeah, okay. So, all right, so this is interesting. The key takeaway here is that there's another new ransomware that moves faster than any other ransomware right now. And with the average ransomware taking 7 minutes, going down to 4 minutes, I mean, at 7 minutes, unless you have trained in responding to these things, you're losing your mind anyway. So it's, yes, it's faster, but I don't think it's necessarily like going from 2 hours down to 4 minutes, right? So it is a 50% decrease in time, roughly, but to me, it's all relative. The speed is interesting, but not the key takeaway. What is interesting is that it's able to kind of manipulate itself for different situations and then it could self-replicate across a DC. That's concerning. If, it says it can delete logs, but I mean, again, it's ransomware. It's going to tell you it's there, right? Hiding itself isn't a big deal because it doesn't want to be hidden. It wants to be very overt. It wants you to find the ransom note. So that's interesting. It says spreading via commercial product, although I don't see in the story or hear it in the audio what product it is. So, you can't really nerf that product or be mindful of it if you can, if you have it in your environment. Yeah. So anyways, I guess just be mindful of this. Unfortunately, hopefully you're not hit by this. Ransomware is going to ransomware, guys. So it's all about, best practices, cyber resiliency. I say this all the time, guys. Like ransomware is the perfect case study of like why you need defense in depth and why you need cyber resiliency and why you need not just attack path management type stuff, but like you want the ransomware not to be able to spread very far, very fast. You want to have the ransomware impact not be as strong so you can recover faster. So like you have, on-prem, like, what is it, Veeam? I think Veeam is a product that allows you to like recover very quickly into hypervisor environments and stuff like that. So solving ransomware isn't a single check. You don't stroke a single check unless you're paying the ransom. LOL. Okay. You don't defend from ransomware with a single check. It has to be integrated into like the culture of your business on best practices. You got to be careful of Carl. You got to do identity and access management, privileged access management, network segmentation. You've got to have backups recovery. There's a reason that ransomware is so wildly popular, is because a lot of businesses don't do that, and it pays and it's very lucrative, which is why there's been an uptick in activity. The fact that this spreads faster, it's surprising when they said it spreads faster. I thought they were going to be like, oh, and it's written in Rust or it's written in Go, because like that's such a like the token go-to for like ransomware spreading quickly, but not in this case. So whatever. Threat actor's going to threat act.
Tax return software caught serving malware. Efile.com, an IRS-authorized online tax filing service, has been observed serving up malicious JavaScript files on its site just in time for the tax season.
Yep.
The malicious file in question is called popper.js, which serves up an error stating this site cannot be reached and contains a link which downloads a Windows-based Trojan. On March 17th, a Reddit thread surfaced speculating that Efile.com's site had indeed been hacked because of an SSL error on the site. The malware was confirmed active on Efile.com until at least this past Saturday, but has been removed from the site as of Tuesday.
All right, so yeah, no, B-Sec's right. Like, yeah, if your backups are accessible to the ransomware, obviously they get ransomware too, but the Veeam is fast on recovering. Okay, so guys, it's tax season in the United States, which, means that threat actors are going to get all up into like, identity theft, fake filing, text messages telling you that it's the IRS and that you need to buy a $500 Best Buy gift card or face going to jail for tax evasion. Like all these different techniques. So be mindful as you're educating your end user audience around tax related scams. It happens every April, basically. The efile.com website, this is not a isolated type incident. Basically, the web server gets compromised. Now, this particular one, the threat actor's targeted, obviously, because it's going to have an uptick in activity. But if you could get this JavaScript malware on any website, right? You get it on, not Google, but you get it on whatever, any website, Amazon.com, right? Or simplycyber.io. You want something that has a lot of traffic on it. And basically, you can see here, it's just a piece of JavaScript, JS popper, and it doesn't change the website itself, right? So the website's still doing the website thing, and when it loads the website, it'll execute this piece of JavaScript, right? So that's all they've done. They've added a piece of JavaScript, and then they have the main website called the JavaScript. That's the hack. Well, what it is it pops up and tells you that there's a problem and that you need to do something. Anyone that has gone on a website and gotten a pop-up that says like, oh, your computer's infected, call this 800 number to get it, disinfected, or like Microsoft knows what you're doing, call us, right? Like these are all like kind of JavaScript infections. And by the way, typically it's not, the website isn't hacked in the call center scam thing. That's usually like malware through advertising. Malvertising is a term. Google it, malvertising. That's what I'm talking about. This is a little different. But the point is, anyone that gets that pop-up, if they believe it, they click through and then they install malware, and then, the initial infections occurred, and then the threat actors can begin the kill chain where they've got initial infection. They can, start expanding, establish persistence, identify what they have, download bigger payloads, yada, yada, yada. So be mindful of this. Now, they said in the story that this has been remediated. So, users should not be seeing this now, but it is a good opportunity to remind end users about tax season scams and about pop-ups on websites and to be mindful of them, okay? Do not show your end user JavaScript code that's obfuscated. Do not send them this and be like, hey, careful, Carol in marketing. The popper JavaScript files here. Look at this obfuscated eval ATOB. Oh, you got to be careful with this. Like, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So be mindful about that. Okay, Nate Wiseman with the gifted sub. Who's the lucky winner?
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Cyber Ninja. Welcome to the squad, Cyber Ninja. Yeah, Carl in sales. You got to be careful of Carl in sales, too.
Ransomware exploits Veritas backup exec bugs. An ELF-V/Black Cat ransomware affiliate was observed exploiting 3 vulnerabilities impacting the Veritas backup product for initial access to target networks.
Nice. Alex
Researchers
Goodwin
from
with
Mandiant detailed the
squad sub.
high-severity Veritas flaws they first observed being exploited in the wild back in October. The researchers say there are still more than 8,500 IP addresses still advertising the Symantec Veritas backup exec and DMP service on the public web.
All right. So, interesting. So there's a lot of ways that ransomware can get in your environment. You can buy initial access. You can trick an end user through social engineering, or, you can do technical exploitation. And I feel like technical exploitation used to be like the rage. It used to be the jam back in the day. But with end users, dude, I'm going to run this Carl button out. It's going to be all like worn out. You won't even see Carl's face. With end users nowadays falling for everything in zero trust architecture, not being implemented correctly, it's way easier to social engineer. But Black Cat Alpha ransomware, going YOLO, going old school here. They must love the 90s, and doing technical exploitation. So basically, if you're running Veritas as your backup solution and it's internet facing, you may be at risk of being exploited. Alfie Black Cat, who is a tier 1 ransomware threat actor, who I haven't heard in a while. They are famously the ones who, under a different name, were the ones that did the Colonial Pipeline attack. So Google that. That was a major ransomware attack. They were called DarkSide then. They've rebranded. Alfie hasn't been in the news for a while that I haven't heard. Eric Taylor in chat might be able to, or Casually Joseph might be able to dispute that, but I haven't heard them in a while. Like Lockbit, Vice, Royal, like there's been other ones that have been like kind of hogging the limelight, but here they are. So you can use a tool like Shodan, guys, to quickly find these vulnerable, see DarkSide right here, to find these vulnerable pieces of technology. And then, dude, once you find them, you just punch a hole in it and dump your payloads. So if you are running Veritas, be mindful, because a tier 1 threat actor is actively exploiting and dumping malware or dumping ransomware on these victims. So I would definitely take this as a to-do, as an action item. And if IT pushes back, I might show them this article and tell them we really need to prioritize that. Okay, so be mindful. And if you cannot, for whatever reason, if you cannot patch your Veritas instance, you may want to make it not internet facing for a hot minute until you can get that sorted out, or have another backup solution, because spoiler alert, you're going to get punched in the mouth pretty soon. You might want to have Barricade Cyber Solutions on standby. Just saying. All right, let's do the mid-roll.
And now, a word from our sponsor, Normalize. Normalize is a cloud data security platform that continuously discovers sensitive data and their access paths across your cloud environments. Normalize provides the ability to analyze, prioritize, and respond to data threats to prevent damaging data breaches. Their cloud-native platform manages data security posture and compliance by automatically tracking risks to sensitive data, visually showing teams who can access what, and quickly block unauthorized access or vulnerable points of attack. Discover, visualize, and secure your cloud data in minutes with Normalize Freemium. Go to normalize.ai, that's NORMALYZE.ai to learn more.
Oh, nice. Hold on one second. I think Brandon Poole Poole's in chat coming in from LinkedIn, who is of Panoptcy, who we're about to talk about in a second here, and also a very well-versed InfoSec professional and really up-to-date on current state of things. He says, specific to volume, they were second and only behind Lockbit according to the FBI. So, yeah, Alfie doing it, just not getting as much love on the public services. So guys, it's the Midroll, and every day on the Midroll, I take a hot minute. I want to share some things with you. I want to thank you. First of all, I want to thank you. We have 214 people live in chat right now, hundreds more on replay, I'm sure. Thank you all for being here. Do a hot favor and hit that like button. It helps YouTube tell other cybersecurity professionals what we're doing in here, and it goes a long way. I genuinely appreciate it. Thank you, Barricade Cyber Solutions and XM Cyber, for your support. And thank you, Panoptcy Security and Brandon Poole, not just for dropping knowledge in chat, but also for bringing quantified risk assessment services to business. Guys, really quickly, if you are a business and you're planning out your 3-year roadmap, or you're just like, guessing what you're doing, you're just like buying random products and you really don't know if it's reducing risk or if it just looks good on your progress report, go get a quantified risk assessment. Contact Panoptcy, Brandon Poole. What a quantified risk assessment is, they come in, they look at your enterprise, they look at your people, they look at your process, they look at your technology stack, they look at your industry, they look at the threat models affecting your industry, they look at your control structures. Then, using evidence and statistics, they map out what your current risk posture is to certain threats and what investments would do to those statistical. And what does that mean? Okay, so you do a quantified risk assessment. Brandon can come in and say, hey, based on everything that I'm seeing, which you can objectively defend, you have a 27 to 32% chance of being attacked by ransomware this year, which is a little bit higher than others in your industry. Now, if you implement PAM or you implement MDM, which will cost $60,000 or $20,000 respectively, either one is going to reduce your risk exposure by 8%. So, would you like to do that? Is it worth $8,000 to go down to 24%? 16 to 24% risk exposure of a ransomware? You tell me, right? Average ransomware is $170,000. For $8,000, you can get in front of it. You tell me. This is what quantified risk assessment is. Holla, holla, holla at Panoptcy. Thanks for the continued support. Guys, I want to thank all of you very much for doing the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Jenny Housel, you're going to have to remind me. I'm all sorts of out of sorts on who currently holds the baton. I forgot. I'm sorry. But whoever's holding the baton right now, they did the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. I literally read it yesterday. Tag someone in chat. Whoever gets tagged with the Simply Cyber Community Challenge, go on LinkedIn, post your why. Post what it is about cybersecurity you're trying to do, what you've done, what you're looking for, and use the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Nate Wyson, thank you very much, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Nate Wyson, tag someone in chat, please. Haircut Fish, Dan Reardon is the man. All right, guys, thank you all so very much. Dan Reardon, Haircut Fish, go in, share your why. Connect with Dan, right? If you're not connected with Dan, connect with him. Connect with everybody in the comments. Simply Cyber could disappear tomorrow. I want you to build your own network. It is so vitally important and valuable to have your own professional network. Build it. Use the Simply Cyber Community Challenge to start that. If you're a passive observer, lean into it, man, and get going. Gifted subs coming at you, Stone Arrow.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
All right, thank you all so very much. Genuinely appreciate all of you. We did Worldwide Wednesday earlier, so we don't have a mid-roll thing, but we straight crushed it, and I love it, love it, love it. We got 30 seconds till the song ends, so I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Oh, hey, check it out. Here's some news. Later today, our own Alana Boyzian will be on InfoSec Live talking about the GRC experience. Let me go ahead and drop a link in chat. If you guys, Alana's been a long-time member of the Simply Cyber community. She's a wonderful person. Go ahead, click that link, bookmark it. It'll be live at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So I definitely will put that on unless I am having a shed delivered. Yeah, that's right, Alana. So get on it, guys. All right, let's get back to the news.
Canadian Privacy Commissioner launches ChatGPT investigation. The Office of the Privacy Commissioner of Canada, or OPC, has launched an investigation into OpenAI's ChatGPT chatbot. The OPC said Tuesday that the case was launched in response to, quote, a complaint alleging the collection, use, and disclosure of personal information without consent. The speed at which it's moving is outpacing our ability to make sense of it or knowing what risk it poses, end quote. This investigation follows a series of ChatGPT crackdowns, including China and Italy recently blocking its use.
All right, hold on. What?
Twitter.
I'm confused. Like, what is it doing? I mean, I get that there's a push to like put a pause on AI development, but alleging the collection, use, and disclosure of personal information without consent. Dude, ChatGPT doesn't solicit you for information as far as I know. You submit it, isn't it? To me, it's like, isn't it implicit? Like if I run up to Kimberly Can Fix It and I'm like, Kimberly, my home address is blah 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 blah. What? Then I can I can sue her for having my personal information without consent? This is stupid. Like, to me, this just seems like a silly, like everybody, like this seems like a move in order to help strengthen the argument that they want to put a pause on AI development. And I get it, dude. I think the 6-month pause is a great idea. I think humans are a little bit slower than AI, and we really should think about what we're doing deliberately instead of just going YOLO and letting AI, upgrade itself, right? So be mindful of that. To me, this is who knows? I'm just a one person, right? With my own thoughts. I'm gonna do a little tinfoil hat, but like, to me, this is stupid.
Algorithm opens platform to manipulation and bot attacks. Just 3 days after Twitter
Okay, so Dan Retschke says that it's related to one event, and it may be that there was a breach of someone's data. So I put in my home address, and then some other user was able to pull it out. But to me, like, the case is in response to a complaint alleging non-consensual collection, use of personal information, not about a data breach. So, I mean, it might be a separate instance, Dan, but to me, the way this reads, it's not.
Released a portion of its source code behind the app's recommendation algorithm. A security researcher found.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jim Wales is right. We just did a ChatGPT story, and I didn't play Joshua. I apologize. That's absolutely unacceptable.
Shall we play a game?
There we go. Now,
Hackers could manipulate it to silence specific accounts on the platform. The researcher flagged the issue on GitHub, stating the code, quote, allows for coordinated hurting of account reputation without recourse, end quote. In response, MITRE Corporation assigned common vulnerability and exposure tags, or CVEs, to portions of Twitter's code due to the denial of service or reduction of reputation score imposed on the victim accounts. Elon Musk indicated he anticipated incurring embarrassment as a result of publicly releasing the code, but pledged to quickly fix any bugs identified.
yeah, Elon was worried about being publicly embarrassed because of the release of the source code. Bro, this dude, you're the wealthiest man in the world. You don't get publicly embarrassed, okay? Plus, I mean, you've made some funny decisions that would be much more judgy than the release of Twitter source code. Plus, I feel like, my ear. I feel like the release of the Twitter source code happened before Elon bought it, right? Like, hold on one second. Let's just do a little fact check. Twitter source code leaked. Let's see what the date is on that. March 29th, 2023. No. That didn't happen last week. Hold on. More code was leaked? Bruh. I feel like their source code got leaked a while ago. Maybe I'm getting it confused with Twitch. Okay. I stand corrected. Here's the TLDR, okay? Here's the TLDR. When source code of a platform is leaked, like Twitch was a long time ago, or Twitter, it's the risk is not that your intellectual property has been publicly released and that someone's going to create a rival Twitter called, I don't know what, like a chirp chirp, right? Like, oh, like a chirp chirp, get the green get the green bird or whatever, like, or red bird versus the blue bird, right? Chirp, chirp. The hottest new social media trend. A lot like Twitter, but it's called chirp, chirp. That doesn't happen. But what you should be mindful is when you have source code, you can research it and look for vulnerabilities. This is security research. This is security exploitation. Typically, when security researchers are looking for bugs, they don't have the source code. They either have a black box, just the app itself, or a lot of times they'll throw it into something like IDA Pro, which is a disassembler. They'll disassemble it, which isn't a one-to-one mapping of the source code. It's pretty good, but it's not one-to-one mapping because compilers, and I know I'm getting into computer science and it's getting a little in the weeds here, but compilers will take source code and then optimize it in some capacities for better execution and then render the binary. So when you reverse the binary, it doesn't know where the misconfigurations or misoptimizations were. So you don't get one-to-one. When you have the source code, you sure can do that, right? So that's the real risk, is that security researchers and threat actors can analyze source code to find bugs. And in this instance, very, very powerful bug of being able to manipulate, suppress certain accounts. I would imagine the opposite of suppress, or inflate. Okay. And inflate certain accounts, right? So obviously very powerful for misinformation, disinformation campaigns, denial of service attacks. Effectively, you could message somebody like, what's her face, the Kardashians, and be like, hey, pay this, not bounty, but like ransom, like $1,000 ransom, or 10,000 or whatever, or like all your tweets are going to get no reach, right? Whatever. Really quick, BSEC is sharing that kick.com looks 100% the same as Twitch. So I guess I stand corrected. Apparently, with enough money, enough time, and enough effort, you will, your source code will get out there, and intellectual property, someone will rip it off. The only time that I really see espionage on intellectual property and stuff like that is more like patents and stuff. Allegedly, Rivian, if you look at this, right? Allegedly, this is December 2022. Rivian, allegedly had the same battery technology, allegedly, maybe procured through espionage. Tesla took him to court. Court sided with Tesla. Now Rivian's got to do its own battery research, which is a huge setback for them financially, right? So this is where like stealing trade secrets and espionage and stuff like that is very, very valuable. I would say with source code, the bigger risk is security researchers finding bugs and stuff like that.
Alcohol recovery startups shared patient data with advertisers.
Oh.
Online alcohol recovery startup Momentum, which acquired a similar startup called Tempest in 2022, confirmed a years-long leak of patients' information in a breach notice filed with California's Attorney General last week. Momentum blamed the breach on their use of third-party tracking system developed by ad giants including Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and Pinterest. Patient data shared with advertisers includes names, dates of birth, email and postal addresses, phone numbers, insurance info, as well as patient photos. Monument's own website says their survey answers are protected and used only by its care team. CEO Mike Russell confirmed that more than 100,000 patients have been affected.
All right, hold on a second.
Heck.
Okay, so I lost my mind with like betterhealth.com or whatever, like this telehealth, mental health service, selling people's data. This is in the same vein. This is the same thing. This is freaking disgusting. Are you kidding me? Dude, okay, so alcoholism, drug abuse, gambling, like there are sicknesses that really impact people and destroy lives, frankly. You could lose your children, you could lose your home, you could lose your marriage, you could lose your job. And there's people who, some of them just lean into it and say, well, I guess we're going to go and just F it, But there's some people who like recognize that they have a problem and try to get help. And when you go to get that help, the last thing you want is to be exploited, which is what's happening. Guys, okay, here's the thing. What do you think? what do you think? What advertisers do you think would be spending money on people with alcohol abuse issues? No, it's not the Wall Street Journal. No, it's not Plato. Is it Anheuser-Busch, InBev, Miller Coors, Heineken? Like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? It doesn't say that, but obviously people who are interested in marketing to people with alcohol control problems are going to be businesses that sell alcohol, whether it's bars, restaurants, straight distilleries and breweries and wineries. To me, like, maybe big pharma that's selling medicine that can help with alcohol recovery, that would be at least be somewhat righteous. But dude, it's like what are we doing? What are we doing? Is money, like, I get that the point is to make money and capitalism is going to be capitalism, but like, for the executive that's making the decision to buy the list of people who are vulnerable to exploitation for alcohol advertising, to compromise their recovery and further ruin their life. But don't worry, because I'm going to be able to buy a sweet golf cart with that bonus check. It's disgusting, man. Like, what are we doing? It's like you're cannibalizing your own people, like your society, for the almighty dollar. Yeah, I get it. You know what? A round of golf at Kiowa is pretty sweet. But, like, have some, like, not dignity, but, like, be a human, man. Have some, like, care a little bit. It's just gross, man. Oh. Golly.
Hackers can remotely open smart garage doors worldwide. Hackers can abuse a series of security bugs in Wi-Fi-enabled Next garage door openers to take control of the doors and open them at will. The researcher who discovered the bug found a flaw in the smartphone app, which exposes info from devices belonging to other users. This info can be utilized to control those garage doors completely remotely from anywhere in the world. The researcher said that Next did not respond to their attempts to responsibly report the vulnerabilities for months.
Okay, so this is really, really interesting research and very cool, and it almost seems tepid compared to this disgusting... All right, here's the deal. Yes, wicked sweet. I can start my car from my phone. I can unlock my garage from my phone. I can watch on my Ring camera as my latchkey children get home from school, and I can unlock the door for them. Oh, the beauty of the internet. Okay, that's wicked cool, but, like, think about it from an architecture perspective, right? And I wish I could draw on the screen right now, but, like, think about it from an architecture perspective. You're on your phone. Your phone isn't in a peer-to-peer networked connection relationship with your garage or your front door. It's not. It's connected to a cloud server, okay? And that cloud server has access to all the devices in its network. So my front door, my neighbor's front door, BSEC's front door, right? And it's just waiting for commands. My phone probably says, hey, I'm account 12345. Open my door number 785. Okay, it's coming in from a request. That request is mapped to that door. Unlock the door. That's fine. But if you don't implement security controls, you basically can abuse the application programmer interface. This is API hacking, which, by the way, TCM Security just released a course on API hacking, which I'm personally excited to take. I actually commented on the Monday newsletter at the bottom on it, but that's aside. This is API hacking, and if you don't do it well, then instead of me saying I'm customer 1234, unlock my door 795, I can say I'm customer BSEC, I'm customer Kimberly, I'm customer whoever, unlock my door. Right? This could easily lead to burglary, theft. I mean, just anything that you can do from your phone has an API, and if it's not secured properly, that means anyone can do anything from any phone, because you don't even need a phone. The phone is just sending an API request to an API endpoint. You can send that from a phone. You could send that from a computer. You could send that from a laptop, right? You could, so just the API, like, you got to understand API interfaces a little bit to appreciate what is going on in this story. And, Next didn't respond because they don't have a good answer, right? That obviously. And guys, the final thing I want to say, you've got to remember, and this is an axiomatic fact, the economics of information security. Next is selling ease and features, right? So, hey, Jay Smith, hey, Jess Bishop, hey, Chinadu, wouldn't you like the convenience of being able to open your front door and be able to see your kids when they get home from school? No problem. Here's a bunch of solutions. Dude, all the development, all the effort is put into features and functionality, and they want to get first to market, quick to market, right? You don't make money, you don't make revenue if you're still in the R&D phase. You need to get it to market. So if you get it to market and all your focus is on developing features, of course security is going to suffer. They probably had like one or two developers who were developing the functionality and trying to implement best practices. And I'm not saying they did this, but I've seen this more times than not. Oh, no one's going to find our APIs, or don't worry, we wrote in-house encryption or in-house crypto, or we check for that. You have to be thorough. You have to understand what API is. You can't just rely on a developer to be focused on development and, oh, by the way, also be a cybersecurity minded individual to make sure that their code is secured. Realistically, Next probably should have hired an independent third-party firm to do a pen test on this web app before. It's not really. It is a web app in a sense with the APIs, but they should have hired a third-party company to come in and test it. But you know what that costs?
Straight cash, homie.
That's right, straight cash, homie. And we're not cutting into the budget. We're getting investment dollars. We're getting to market. We're making things. We're moving fast and breaking stuff. Yeah, no kidding. And now Kimberly can fix its door. So way to go. This is probably not a good look for them. Unfortunately, fortunately for the company, this is almost a weekly occurrence now. So they'll be able to pivot and have a nice little PR thing and say, oh, don't worry, we've reevaluated it and now it's secure or whatever. But whatever. Capitalism. Capitalism's fine, but not at the cost of everything else.
And that does it for today's cybersecurity headline.
6 minutes over 8:45. So apologies to NCC Group and Base Case. Definitely appreciate y'all being here. Let me go ahead and jam out a little music since we've already blown the copyright today by playing Around the World. I'll play some of the Midnight. I do love me some Midnight. The Midnight. See my hat? Got the Midnight hat on. All right, guys, got a whole lot to cover in jaw-jacking. If you were here just for the news, thank you very much, 232 of you. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks so much for taking time and being part of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I wish you all the best. If you want to spend a hot minute talking for a second, we can do that. Reminder, Alana Boyajian will be talking GRC later today. I'll drop a link in chat. Definitely go check it out. She's on InfoSec Live, Simon Lidsted's platform. Quality experience up there. So a couple things. One, you may have noticed that the threat intel newsletter email was supposed to come out today, but it did not arrive. I just want to let you all know that is coming tomorrow. We've been evaluating basically the threat intel email is a new addition to the Simply Cyber community offering. And we're still tinkering with it and adjusting it and stuff like that. So it will be coming out tomorrow. We may take a pause on it. I'll report back more on that later, but we may take a pause on it as we get back into it and really engineer it to be really super valuable to you. Maybe take a couple weeks off from that. So stay tuned for that. We'll continue doing the 3 pieces of actionable intel newsletter, obviously, and continuing to do all the things. I want to remind everybody, in case you didn't know, we've got a premiere happening right after this video. Here, I'm going to drop a link in chat. Massive mistake. This is going to premiere in 5 minutes. I'm going to drop a link in chat. I might have to go because I have to go cut down some fence posts with a Sawzall that I bought at 6 a.m. this morning at Lowe's. But I will leave you in the capable hands of the mod team and so many others. Massive mistake, guys. There is one, I mean, there's many, many mistakes that people make, but there's one that just like bugs the crap out of me. You absolutely should do the free stuff first. Absolutely do the free stuff first. In this video, I cover what I consider to be a mistake that I see a lot of people make, and a lot of people tell me after they've made the mistake, looking back, they're like, I wish I hadn't done that. So I wanted to make this video to share that. In the comments, in the show description of this video, there are links to tons of free resources, okay? Or reasonably priced resources like TCM Academy, anti-siphon training, that stuff. So I don't want to ruin the surprise on what the massive mistake is, but it will be pretty obvious pretty quickly, like within the first 10 seconds of the video, because I call it out. I suspect that this video will get a fair share of downvotes. Most of the Simply Cyber content is well received and gets a lot of upvotes, but I think a lot of people who have financial incentives to not see this video succeed will downvote it. So catch it while it's available. Have a good one, Brandon Poole. Thanks again for the squad support. All right, guys. So the shed's being delivered today. Me and Mrs. Ozier knocked down a whole bunch of fence last night. My hands are all tore up. Got blisters. Her hands are all tore up. I had to buy a Sawzall. We're going to be cutting that down in a few minutes and getting the shed delivered. And fingers crossed, there's no issues with the shed being delivered. We're going to have the fence replaced tomorrow. And hopefully by this weekend, we'll be in a much better place with the shed. A couple, I am taking pictures, Kimberly, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to make like a little video on it. The project won't be even remotely close, though. I need to get electrical, HVAC, drywall, then finish the inside of the room. But getting it brought in is a big milestone. I do want to tell you, as far as the name goes, my son Grayson this morning suggested calling it, and I kind of like this, guys. He suggested calling it Tech Town, Tech Town, where cyber learning begins, or where your cyber journey begins. And then he said, presented by Red Bull, it'll give you wings. And then he like ran away. So yes, Alana, the shed will be a new studio. It's a 10-foot by 12-foot built shed. It will have two sets. One set will be like this, and then another set will be a two-person sit-down camera kind of further away. Think of like Cody Kinsey's Security FWD podcast when he was having two people sit in there. And yeah, it'll be cool. Mrs. Ozier gave me a neon Simply Cyber sign for Christmas last year. That'll get hung up. It'll be pretty cool. I don't know if there'll be a christening of the shed ship. We'll see. Maybe I'll do an impromptu live stream from it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. I'm going to boogie out here. I'm going to wait until the stream starts, and then when I end this stream, it will push you to this video automatically. It'll redirect you. I've configured it that way, so just chill and enjoy. Guys, I have to step away. I can't be part of the premiere, but please check it out. I hope you get value from it. Share it with your network if you do. Haircut Fish, thanks for picking up the Simply Cyber Community Challenge baton, and I wish you all the very best, guys. Until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, stay secure, and thank you for all you do.